mysterious creek wends through the Alaska forest. Hidden at the bottom of a deep, steep canyon lined with devil's clubs so thick and sharp only someone braving the belly of the beast can see it. Even the name of the lake it drains, Lost Lake, harkens an image of elusive reclusiveness. This secretive stream holds its riddles only for those who venture its dangerous rapids by boat. And as we discovered the first time we scaled our way down into this massive canyon, very few ever do. This is Primrose Creek. In 2019, a friend showed me an out-of-print whitewater guide to Alaska. It included one of our backyard creeks, Primrose. I had looked on the water of Primrose Creek as it dumped into Kenai Lake and wondered what rapids waited upstream. But the canyon above looked too deep and committing. Drop into an unknown gorge like that, and you might never come back out. But the guidebook descriptions stoke the flames of an idea that, the next summer, would come to fruition. Class 2 to 3, the guidebook said, with one big Class 5 named the Interruption right in the middle. Class 2 to 3. This suggested relatively easy beginner to intermediate rapids. Suddenly, packrafting the mysterious, invisible gorge of our backyard creek seemed completely feasible. What we didn't know as we planned our descent is that this guidebook description would prove deceiving. Next summer, we stood at the takeout. It looked like there was just enough water to float a boat. A low level seemed perfect for our first time down. We had no idea where in the gorge we'd find the interrupter, only that it interrupted an otherwise Class 2 to 3 run. We started up the trail with our packrafts and gear loaded onto our backs. A couple miles up, we heard the deep roar of tumbling water. We stepped to the canyon rim and beheld a massive waterfall pouring down the cliffside. This was as high as we were going. We exhaled, nervous, and dropped over the canyon rim towards the creek. The approach was over. Primrose Creek! Woo! Woohoo! What a place! The canyon downstream looked rugged and gorgeous. There was no doubt this place was special. The first rapid was a curling chute that sloshed immediately to the left and out of sight. We were exhilarated to be in such a raw place, but wary of what we might find downstream. We never knew what unknown hazards might await. Dangerous logs, and that sneaky interrupter dominated our dread. We decided to paddle one rapid at a time, getting out of our boats to scout everything we couldn't see, to make damn sure we didn't blunder into something dangerous. Okay, I'm gonna shoot it.
Drop after drop in that first section proved exactly what we hoped for. Fun slides and chutes and boulder gardens that, while a bit more stout than expected, were well within our comfort zone. We scouted a few drops and ran everything, hollering and laughing. Eventually, however, we landed at an eddy above a rock pile where the creek plunged out of sight. It seemed we were approaching some sort of climax.
Well, hey, it's you. Welcome back. What we found below was quite a surprise. A whole series of rapids, one flowing directly into the next, some of which looked like Class 4, an advanced and much more consequential grade than Class 3. This was not what we expected. And in the middle of it all was what had to be the Interrupter, a dangerous Class 5, made even worse by a fallen log with branches sieving directly into a dangerous hydraulic. And it didn't end there. Two more drops awaited downstream, the second of which was unrunnable. We hesitated at the top. The whole thing was guarded by a fallen log which was impassable. We eventually decided to portage the entire thing.
Gnarly shit in there. Well, we're through the ugly portage of the Interrupter. Finally getting back in our boats. Whew! There's kind of the bottom part of it. Definitely not packrafts material. Portage was through Devil's Club and some pretty loose shit. So excited to paddle again. Back in our boats at last, we retreated to another section of picture-perfect drops and chutes that made us almost forget about the hell portage above. Too soon, however, the creek widened and the canyon walls opened up. We paddled past our car and continued all the way to the creek's final breath as it fell silently into the depths of Kenai Lake. Our first time down Primrose Creek showed us that packrafting this stream was doable, but I knew we'd left a lot of rapids behind. A few days later, I was able to go back with a different group to find out what else could be made of that long middle sequence. At the put-in eddy the second time, I was much more confident. We had a larger group, and I at least now knew the map of the challenge below us. We plunged downstream, making good time and in high spirits. too soon, we landed at the same eddy, at the top of the series of rapids I would later call the Interruption. Armed with the confidence of knowing what waited for us below and having a larger group, we began to parse each rapid, seeing how we could connect the dots from eddy to eddy, scouting everything and setting safety for each other.
Sick! Yeah! Whoa, that's pretty much what I did.
Almost got me.
Pretty much did the same thing I did.
Right.
One of the biggest challenges the first time down was the heinous portage of the Interrupter. The second time, however, we discovered a thin portage route on the other side of the river that was much easier. We dropped in below the Interrupter, ferried across the stream, and did a creative portage around Pincushion, and the sequence was behind us. By no means were we the first to paddle this creek, but certainly there were few who had gone before. Were we discovering a neoclassic? Would this stretch of creek be added to the canon of required Alaska paddling? Or would it fade back into obscurity like it had always been? Who cares? For us, it was a great mini-adventure and a surprisingly high-quality packraft run right in our own backyards.